The secret hack top creators use to master skills without college. All right, picture this. I was 21, flat broke, staring down a future that felt like a dead end. My only perceived escape? Another 4-year sentence of lecture halls, mountain-high debt, and textbooks that cost more than my rent. Sound familiar? Most of us are told that's the only path to success, right? But then, something clicked. I stumbled onto this guy on YouTube. Nothing fancy, just a regular dude with a beat-up laptop. He wasn't some college grad, wasn't from a fancy family, but he'd built a 7-figure editing agency. 7 figures! All from teaching himself a skill, no syllabus, no cap and gown, just raw hustle and smart learning. That moment, it didn't just open my eyes, it absolutely broke my brain. Because if he could skip the degree, bypass the gatekeepers, and still cash those big juicy checks, what was the real shortcut the rest of us were missing? What secret were these top creators holding back? Was there a hidden path to mastering high-income skills that nobody was talking about? You bet there is. And today, I'm not just talking about it. I'm handing you the exact 5-step framework top creators are quietly using to master skills faster than most people finish their first semester. Seriously, this works even if you flunked high school algebra, even if you think you're not smart enough, even if you've tried to learn a dozen things and given up every single time. Stick around, because your entire future might just depend on it. The Quiet Rebellion. For decades, college was the golden ticket, the undisputed on-ramp to the good life. You went, you got your degree, you got your job, boom, success. But let's be real. For a lot of people today, it's become less of an on-ramp and more of a $100,000 parking lot. You graduate, you're drowning in debt, and you're still not quite sure what you're supposed to do with that expensive piece of paper. Meanwhile, in this wild, untamed digital landscape, creators you've probably never even heard of are absolutely crushing it. We're talking about people who are closing $10,000 retainers just for editing short-form videos. Others are writing email sequences that pull in 6 figures for businesses, or building no-code automations that literally save companies millions of dollars. They aren't waiting for permission. They're not collecting degrees. They're stacking proof. They're building portfolios of results. This isn't an anti-education movement, it's a pro-speed rebellion. It's about optimizing for efficiency and impact. The engine driving this revolution? Self-directed learning, and the best part, the fuel is practically free. Think about it. Every tutorial you could ever need, every expert forum, every open-source project, it all lives in your pocket right now on that smartphone you're probably holding. The only real tuition you'll pay is discipline. It's about choosing to learn, choosing to build, and choosing to act every single day. This isn't about replacing traditional education entirely. It's about recognizing that there's a parallel universe of skill acquisition that's faster, cheaper, and often far more effective for specific high-demand skills. It's about taking ownership of your learning journey and designing your own curriculum based on what the market actually needs, not what some outdated institution prescribes. Self-directed GPS. Okay. Step 1. You gotta treat your brain like Netflix. You don't just randomly scroll for hours hoping something good pops up, right? No. You choose the show before you hit the couch. Same goes for your skills. Don't fall into the trap of trying to learn everything at once. That's a recipe for burnout and getting nowhere fast. Instead, pick one marketable skill. Just one. Whether it's copywriting, UX design, Python programming, short-form video editing, or even mastering AI prompt engineering, commit to it. Now, here's the crucial part. Write down the outcome. Not just, I want to learn Python. That's too vague. Make it specific, measurable, and time-bound. Something like, in 90 days, I will land a $1,000 client project using Python to automate X. Or, by the end of this quarter, I will have a portfolio of 3 UX case studies that demonstrate my ability to design a mobile app interface. This isn't just a wish, it's a target. Once you have that target, you can reverse engineer the micro skills you need to get there. What are the tiny learnable components? If it's copywriting, maybe it's headline formulas, understanding sales psychology, or crafting compelling calls to action. For UX, it could be mastering Figma auto layout, user research techniques, or prototyping. For Python, it might be list comprehension, understanding APIs, or building a simple web scraper. Break it down until it feels manageable. Next, and this is critical, curate your resources. Overwhelm is the real dropout factory. You don't need 100 courses. Pick 3, maximum, seriously. 1 flagship course or comprehensive guide that gives you a solid foundation. 1 active community, a Discord server, a forum, a local meetup group where you can ask questions and get feedback. And 1 public challenge or project that forces you to apply what you're learning. Delete the rest. Unsubscribe from those email lists. Close those 50 tabs of must-read articles. Focus. Finally, protect your learning time like it's gold. Block 90 minutes every single morning for deep focus. This isn't optional. It's a doctor's appointment you can't miss. No distractions, no notifications, just you and your chosen skill. And here's a pro tip. Track minutes, not milestones. Milestones can feel distant and discouraging. Minutes are tangible. 100 minutes today, 100 minutes tomorrow. Consistency compounds faster than caffeine, faster than any hack out there. Showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, is what separates the masters from the dabblers. The mentor shortcut. All right, let's be brutally honest. Lone wolf learning is slow and expensive. You're going to hit brick walls, make dumb mistakes, and waste countless hours trying to figure things out that someone else has already mastered. Top performers don't reinvent the wheel. They hijack speed by finding a guide, a mentor who's already printing money with the skill they want to learn. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, yeah, but I don't know Gary V., stop right there. You don't need to slide into the DMs of some internet celebrity. A mentor can be a 20-an-hour freelancer who's just 1 year ahead of you. Someone who's already navigated the first few hurdles you're about to face. Their recent experience is often far more relevant than a guru who hasn't touched the actual work in a decade. The key here is value exchange. Don't just show up asking for free advice. Offer value first. Can you transcribe their podcast episodes for them? Summarize their online course content? Debug a small part of their GitHub repo? Offer to manage their social media for a month? Find a way to genuinely help them, even in a small capacity. Once you've established that connection and proven your initiative, then you can start asking questions. And here's the secret sauce. Ask just 1 specific, well-researched question per week. Not a general, how do I get good, but something like, I'm struggling with this specific Python error. Here's my code, and here are the 3 things I've tried. Any insights? This focused feedback loop will slash your trial and error time by 80%. It's like having a cheat code for skill acquisition. But what if you can't find a human mentor right away? No problem. Clone one. Seriously. Find someone who's where you want to be. Buy the exact courses they bought. Copy their project files. Ethically, of course, for learning purposes. Analyze their work, their process, their output. Then, here's the ultimate move. Tweet your homework publicly. Share your progress, your struggles, your finished projects. Tag people you admire. Visibility attracts mentors faster than any cold email ever could. When people see your dedication and your work, they're far more likely to offer help. It's a magnet for genuine connection and feedback. Deliberate practice, not just practice. You know, playing scales for hours doesn't make you a concert pianist. Performing does. Just consuming information, watching tutorials, or reading books isn't enough. You have to do the thing. This is where deliberate practice comes in, and it's fundamentally different from just practicing. It's applying the 70-20-10 rule. What does that mean? Spend 70% of your time actively building real stuff. Not theoretical exercises, but actual projects. Spend 20% of your time getting targeted feedback on that stuff, and only 10% on theory, on consuming new information. If you're learning copywriting, don't just read about headlines. Go find a brand whose homepage copy you think is weak, Rewrite it and post your improved version on Twitter. Tag the CMO. Yeah, it might feel cringy. You might get ignored. You might even get some negative feedback. But guess what? Cringe is part of the process. It means you're putting yourself out there, you're exposing your work to the real world, and that's where the growth happens. If you're learning to code, don't just follow tutorials. Build a Chrome extension that fixes a personal pain point you have. Or automate a tedious task in your own life. Make it useful for you. Each shipped project, no matter how small, is a lottery ticket. It might go viral, it might land you your first client, it might just be the thing that finally makes a concept click in your brain, but you won't know if you don't ship. And the more tickets you stack daily, weekly, monthly, the higher your chances of hitting that jackpot. This isn't about perfection, it's about iteration and output. Get comfortable with good enough and constantly improve. That physical act of creation, of seeing your skill manifest in a tangible way, is what accelerates mastery like nothing else. High-income targets. Okay, let's talk strategy. If you're going to put in all this effort, you want it to count, right? You want skills that actually pay for value, not just for your hours. There's a huge difference. A high-income skill means you get paid for the impact you create, not just the time you clock in. And right now, there's a hot list of skills that fit this bill perfectly. We're talking short-form video editing, AI prompt engineering, cybersecurity audits, Webflow builds, and high-ticket sales closing. These aren't just trendy. They're in massive demand. What makes these skills so valuable? They share three crucial traits. First, they have fast feedback loops. You can quickly see if what you're doing is working or not. Edit a video, see the engagement. Write a prompt, see the AI output. Build a Webflow site, see if it converts. This rapid feedback lets you course correct and improve at lightning speed. Second, they have a clear, demonstrable ROI for clients. A client knows exactly how much money a well-edited video, a secure system, or a high-converting website can bring them. They're willing to pay top dollar for that measurable return. And third, these skills often have relatively low competition from degree holders. Traditional universities aren't churning out prompt engineers or expert short-form editors. This creates a massive opportunity for self-taught individuals to carve out a niche and command premium rates. So, here's your mission. Pick one. Just one from this list, or another high-income skill you've identified. Ignore the FOMO. Ignore the shiny object syndrome. Go all in for 6 months. 6 months of dedicated, deliberate practice, mentorship, and shipping projects. Don't dabble. Don't split your focus. Immerse yourself completely. Because the money, my friend, always follows proof, not just passion. Passion gets you started, but proof keeps you paid. Mindset armor. Let's be real. This journey isn't always sunshine and rainbows. You will hit weeks where nothing clicks. The code breaks in ways you can't even comprehend. That client you were so sure about ghosts you entirely. Your design just looks bad. These moments are inevitable. And that's exactly when your growth mindset needs to kick in. This isn't a setback, it's a recalibration. Reframe every bug you encounter as a free semester. Every rejection, every failure, every botched project. That's tuition you didn't have to pay to a university. It's a lesson learned, a data point for improvement. It means you're pushing your boundaries, and that's where real growth happens. It's like hitting a wall in a video game. You don't quit, you strategize, you learn the enemy's patterns, and you come back stronger. To keep that engine running, you need habits. These aren't optional. They're your mindset armor. Implement Sunday planning sessions to map out your week and your learning goals. Have daily stand-ups with yourself. Literally, stand up and verbally articulate what you're working on, what challenges you foresee, and what your next steps are. And here's a simple but powerful one, a 30-second nightly journal. Just jot down 3 things: what worked well today, what absolutely sucked, and one tiny tweak you'll make tomorrow. This consistent reflection builds resilience. It's a muscle, and the reps are non-negotiable if you want to become truly anti-fragile in your learning journey. Hey, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, if this is resonating with that inner voice telling you there's a better way, then do me a huge favor. Smash that like button. Seriously, it helps the algorithm show this to another broke kid, another aspiring creator, another person who needs to hear this message. And if you want to accelerate your journey even further, if you want my exact Notion board with curated resources, frameworks, and challenges for every single high-income skill I mentioned, drop the word fast lane in the comments below. I'll personally DM you the link. It's a game changer. Proof it works. Look, I'm not just talking theory here. I used this exact framework. I wanted to learn high-ticket sales closing. So in March, I started, blocked out my mornings, found a one-year-ahead mentor, rewrote sales scripts for real businesses, got feedback, iterated. By June, I had closed my first $3,000 website deal. A month later, in July, I quit my barista job. No more pouring lattes. I was closing deals. It wasn't magic, it was the framework. And I'm not an anomaly. My friend Maya did the same thing with UX design. 3 months of daily Figma challenges, one mentorship call a week with a senior designer she found through a local Slack group, constantly shipping small projects. She landed a $90,000 remote role before Thanksgiving. Think about that. From zero to a $90K salary in less than 6 months. No cap, no gown, no student loan debt. Just stacked proof. She didn't wait for a diploma. She built a portfolio. These aren't isolated incidents. They're the direct result of applying this framework. It's happening all over the world right now with people just like you. Your 24-hour challenge. So, here's your challenge. Not tomorrow, not next week, tomorrow morning. When that alarm goes off, don't hit snooze. Instead, block out 90 minutes. Seriously, put it on your calendar. Then, pick one skill. The one that's been nagging at you, the one you truly believe can change your financial future. Write down your specific, measurable 90-day outcome. And here's the kicker. Post it publicly. Tweet it. Share it on LinkedIn. Tell a friend. Tag me if you want. I'll be your first accountability buddy. Degrees might open some doors, sure. But skills, real, tangible, high-income skills, those don't just open doors, they open vaults. They give you the keys to true freedom, financial independence, and the ability to design a life on your own terms. The time for waiting is over. The time for excuses is done. It's time to stop scrolling and start stacking. What are you waiting for? Let's get to work.